State Representative Stephanie T. Bolden, and welcome once again to this. This would normally be the second Sunday of each month for legislative update. Today we are dealing with housing, and we have several guests that are going to be on to talk about housing. Kevin Smith, who is Executive Director for Habitat for Humanities, will be on. One of the sessions here, we'll be doing 3. I have with me today Sabrina Hawkins from the Delaware State Housing Authority, and we will also have information about something I don't think we have had the opportunity to talk a lot about, and that's the Delaware Black Chamber of Commerce. So hopefully you'll stay with us today. It's going to be a lot of good information. I've been receiving a lot of questions and information on applications regarding homeowners assistance programs and also habitat programs. So I'm hoping to be able to distinguish and clarify that information for you today. So starting off, Sabrina Hawkins, welcome and thank you so much last minute for being able, and you were delegated to be here today.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank Brian and also Director Eugene Young
Absolutely.
for the opportunity. So first tell us a little bit about your job and what you're responsible for the Delaware State Housing Authority.
So I'm a program specialist with Delaware State Housing Authority. I've actually been here for almost a year now, and I actually enjoy my position working, helping families, and my position is more so responsible for assisting families with mortgage relief, those families who are facing foreclosure in their homes, having a hard time paying their bills, related to mortgage.
Okay.
And the goal is to keep these families, homeowners, into their homes. And so we have this program that's available to those families so that they can stay in their home.
And
that is the goal.
And that's a very important point, because these are the type of questions I've been getting a lot of currently. First of all, we're looking at homeowners, specifically homeowners. Now, do you actually do the application, or do you have a staff that does the application, or is it housed somewhere else?
So we do have vendors that actually help with the application process. We have an online portal where homeowners can actually go on a website to apply. We also have housing counselors that are able to assist those families that are unable to go through the application or is limited as far as accessing online, and also elderly, if they need that assistance, we have that available with our housing
right back
counselors.
to the elderly, okay? Not that
Yes.
I'm one. However, because there's a lot of elderly people that do still own their home and want to stay in their home, that are really in the 2nd Representative District, which I have, and I'm sure throughout the state. And they don't always have access to computers, but you said there is a counselor that will come out and help them, or they can call.
Absolutely, we do have housing counselors that we work with. There's a number of them. What we do is, if they typically call us to get more information, they generally would like to submit like a paper application. Unfortunately, we don't have that process, but we do work closely with housing counselors who can assist those elderly individuals, and they will help them assist through the process. They'll also monitor their application from start to finish, assuring that everything is processed smoothly so that they can get the funding that they need.
So how do they go about filling out the application? Would they have to come into the office? Or is there a facility that they go to that's assigned, like community centers or things of that nature?
So if they come into our office, what we generally do is we reach out to a housing counselor to go ahead and assist them with the application process. The housing counselor would then connect at that time to see what is the easiest way to help them assist as far as the application. We do have some housing counselors that would assist as far as traveling. It's very rare, but depending on the circumstances of the elderly individual, they will meet needs to be able to assist them through the application process. And then others can go to the direct site to be able to hand in all the documentation that's required so that the application can be processed.
So places like Kingswood or North or Neighborhood House.
Yes,
and,
Neighborhood.
So they would be the vendors.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Neighborhood, Telemon.
Neighborhood House
Yes.
and Kingswood also.
Kingswood, I don't believe they are listed as an approved.
But West End neighborhood. It's Neighborhood House, Southbridge.
Yeah,
and
there's
West
there's Neighborhood, there's Neighborgood, there's Telemon, there's Interfaith.
Okay.
There's several different agencies, and we do have a list of them on our website that's available.
Okay, and what is the phone number?
Yes. So the contact phone number for the Mortgage Relief Program is 888-303-4324. Okay, I know I kept interrupting you regarding, of course, the senior part of it. I just wanted to make sure it's clear. Our seniors are basically would be the ones that's watching on Sunday. Oh, absolutely.
And that's where they get all their information.
Yes, and it's our goal to help our seniors, assisting them any way possible that we can so that they can get those, the funding that they need for their homes as well. So whatever we can do to make it easy and a seamless process for those particular individuals, we are here to help. They can also come to the Delaware State Housing Authority site, where I'm there personally.
Where are you?
820.
Are you at the Carvel building?
I am at the Carvel building.
And people that don't know, the Carvel building is the one right up from the Louis L. Redding.
Yes.
City County building.
Yes.
Most people don't know. That is 820 North French Street, and the City County is 800. So I even got it mixed up one time. I was thinking they were 801 because they were right up the street, but there used to be other buildings there that had addresses that are no longer there. So yeah, the Carvel building is the one that's right located at 9th and French.
Right, and it's on a corner, and we're actually on the 10th floor.
10th floor, great. Okay, now let's talk about the qualifications.
Sure.
Because I know there are programs and then people they apply, oh, here, this is great. Then they find out there's an income level. Then they're stopped right there. So what are the qualifications?
So the program is income. Yes, this is for the mortgage. This is for the mortgage relief program. It is income based, so you do have to qualify based on income. There is a table listed on our website. I do recommend either for those individuals who are savvy with the computer to go online to check, the income levels based on the number of parties that's listed on in your household. That's very important to determine if there is eligibility.
The number of household members?
Yes. So the number of occupants in your household is very important to determine where your income stands as far as eligibility. So
then their income is included with the house income, as part of the house income.
That's correct. Anyone?
Now what about children?
Yes. Anyone who's working over 18 years old, maybe 16 if you are working as a minor, but anyone who's currently working must submit their pay stubs. If you're retired, you're receiving Social Security or any type of other income. All income must be submitted in order for us to determine eligibility.
Now what about part-time jobs?
Yes, part-time also must be included as well.
Well, I tell you, there's so many stipulations. You think there's a great program coming up where it's going to help people, then you look and you find, oh my God, it's got to be 18, so I don't want my kid to work. Well, you really want them to work, so they stop asking for their allowance. But it's, The
income guidelines is very, very, it helps qualify those individuals. If you look at the tables and the number of parties, it helps. We do everything possible to make it, to lower the standards when it comes to income eligibility so that these homeowners can be able to get that assistance that's needed. The goal is to keep these families in their home. We don't want no one losing their house.
Yeah, and especially because I know with the city of Wilmington, I always harp on this. We have 5 school districts here in the city of Wilmington, and every time that there's a referendum, that means that's a property increase.
Absolutely.
And people don't seem to understand that's where it goes for the most part. And you know, people are struggling to start losing their homes because any increase in taxes, like I'm in Christina School District, and by the grace of God, I'm able to pay my taxes as they continue to increase. And I'm paying taxes on 2 properties because I am very beholden and grateful for the fact that my father left me a house that I grew up in, you know, when he passed. So I'll always have a place to live, thank
Absolutely.
God. But,
and it's very important as far as stability. When
Yes.
you're a homeowner and you know you have a family, you want to raise your kids in stability. You want to teach them the foundation of stability, because when you're moving from one location to the next, your children tend to grow up in adulthood with unstableness, constantly moving from one location to the next So the whole purpose of the mortgage relief program is to make sure that these families are staying in their home. And in addition to that, with the property taxes, the beautiful thing about the program as well is that we also cover delinquent property taxes.
okay, yeah, let's go through that, because what it actually covers as a homeowner.
Sure.
Now, we have individual homeowners and we have homeowners that live in developments that are, you know, have HOAs and things like that. Can you break down the property tax, if they're behind, break down everything
Sure.
that it will actually
So
cover?
the program not only covers mortgage assistance related to delinquency on your mortgage, it also covers homeowners insurance if you're delinquent on that. It also
Okay.
covers property taxes. It covers did I say homeowners insurance? Okay. Homeowners
HOA.
association dues.
Okay.
It also covers sewer, and that's a part of utility, and water.
Oh. So the water
Yes.
bill as well as utilities as well?
Not electricity. I
Okay.
want to make sure that we're I want to make sure that we're
Not
very
electricity or
yes,
solar?
Yes.
Okay.
No solar or no electricity at this time, but it does cover sewer and water, in addition to condo association fees as well. So yes, the program does offer those additional attached to mortgage.
Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know it included condos.
Yes.
As well. So any developments that have an HOA where they're homeowners, and they must fall within the qualifications, of course. So when they are going online to fill out this information, they should have any, if they're retired, any pension checks, any Social Security.
So they would typically make sure you have all your documentation ready when you're going through the application process. If you're receiving Social Security, make sure you have your most recent 1099 or your most recent award letter. If you're currently employed, make sure you have your most recent pay stubs. If you're self-employed, be prepared to turn in tax returns in addition to bank statements, profit and loss. So there's a string of documentation that's required, and the purpose behind that is to assure that we are giving these families, you know, the appropriate families, the funding that they need.
And the time frame.
The time frame.
The time frame for getting that application.
Let's talk about the time frame. So when completing the application, it's pretty seamless to do it online, or if you're working with a housing counselor, it's seamless as well. The timeline can stretch depending on the mortgage servicer, because we do have to work with them, and it depends on their levels. I've seen applications get processed as quickly as, I'm going to say 60 days, between 60 days to 120
So
days.
so therefore, if somebody's behind, is there a letter or something that they can receive to say that they're in process, they have applications, they have filled out an application, their process for assistance, so at least they won't get thrown out of their homes
Right.
on forward.
So what we typically do is we communicate with the homeowner to just let their mortgage servicer know, give
Okay.
them a heads up, you know, we apply for mortgage relief assistance in the state of Delaware. In addition to that, the mortgage servicer will be notified as well through us with records of transmission validating that the homeowner did apply for mortgage relief assistance as well. So
where are we in the application process right now? Has the money been used? Is there a waiting list? Or can people still apply?
yes, so the great thing about it is the program is still available for mortgage relief.
Okay.
We've funded over 31 million total to 2,500 households. And so we have a little over 9 million against all programs that we currently have right now. So we strongly encourage any homeowner who is facing foreclosure to please apply immediately so they can take advantage of this time and not lose their home.
So even if they're not facing foreclosure, but they are behind, can they still apply?
Yes, absolutely. If you are delinquent over 30 days on your mortgage, you can apply. We also have, and I'm not sure if you're aware, we have future payment assistance as well to those families who can't afford to make their mortgage payments on a monthly basis. Again, it's income driven, so we're able to help them assist in making their mortgage payments for up to 6 months.
This is a lot of great information, and I'm trying to figure out, is there a pamphlet or something that can be distributed to people, or even that we can even talk about here or put in a video, or do you have a video or anything like that from the Housing Authority that makes this announcement so people are aware of it?
Yes, we actually do have some material. I'll be happy to share that information. We do have some material in our site and online as well. I'll be happy to share some information. And we also do time to time get out to the public to share that information. Our housing counselors share the information to the community. We also share that information with the Delaware State Social Service Centers as well.
Oh, great.
So we strongly try to market the programs that we have available to the public and the community.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to make sure I get them out to the civic associations and things of that nature so they can have. So if you want to know more about the program, the phone number to call is 1-888-303-4324.
And I can share the website also if you like.
And the website is?
The website is DE mortgagehelp.com.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it, and I will have you on again to give an update as to how it's working out.
Absolutely.
And as more people call, I'll refer them to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
All right.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Now, if you happen to be on the Delaware State University campus, check out the new exhibit covering the career of longtime state legislator Herman Holloway Sr. Holloway was one of the giants serving in the state legislature for 30 years. He was the first African American to serve in Legislative Hall, elected to the State House of Representatives in 1963 and the State Senate the following year. Holloway was known as a great orator who managed to pass fair housing laws during tumultuous times. Family members were on hand Wednesday to celebrate the exhibit opening.
But it looks real nice here. We're very proud of those that came to attend today, and we're proud that this legacy will stand here at Delaware State University forever and a day. We wanted to do something to cherish the memory and remind people of Senator Herman Holloway Sr.
Thank you for staying with us, and this is the second part of the legislative district news. we're still dealing with housing, and I want to make sure that all the calls we're receiving and being able to clarify some of the issues that you have and get a better understanding of what is available. And if you still have questions, don't panic, but just try to be patient, because as it was just indicated with the Delaware State Housing, it can take anywhere from 30 to 60 days in helping with the mortgage assistance aspect of it. So therefore, if you're having repair work done, there's still a process of what has to be done, what you have to turn in, and also hiring, getting the RFPs out for the contractors. So we're going to talk now with, one of my best friends, when he wants me to be a best friend, Kevin Smith with Habitat for Humanity. You did CEO?
I'm the CEO, yes.
CEO for Habitat, and I've worked with Kevin for so many years.
We've been at this a long time, haven't we?
We have, and I truly appreciate all that Habitat has done, especially when I was on City Council. We did the entire 11th Street Bridge area, because I grew up in that area over there. As a kid, my dad built the house that used to be at 1102 East 15th Street. It's still there. Yeah. But that's where we had a lot of good times. Like before, we used to always have a picnic, well, not picnic, but a family reunion in the yard with the rose bush, and that's Senator Holloway and all of us, with the whole family, we'll always be there. So I have fond memories. When I came back and I looked, the whole area was just empty, and you guys did it. Yeah. You built it up. You still have home ownership there, and we're still working now with from the flood area. We have a good group that's there together that is working with FEMA as well. But we're here to talk about what's going on now, because thank God somebody has done something with Bennett Street and Church Street, and 10th and Bennett, 10th and Church, because those were areas that have been neglected for many, many years, and we see homeowners there, and a lot of homeowners have been my students.
How about that?
Run into East 22nd Street when you did that, was over there too, and one of my neighbors is on Church Street, moved in there, as well as Walnut Street, one side, yeah. So I'm happy. So talk about what's going on now, the program we currently have.
Yeah, well, first I want to thank you for having me on the show.
My pleasure.
I also applaud you for your service to this community, your many years of service. It's been a pleasure working with you these decades. Both of you and I have been at this a while.
And we're still the same age we were when we started,
exactly,
right?
We look the same also. Yeah, this has been a great partnership. Most of the work that we've ever done in Newcastle County has been in your district. And that's been great to see and great to work with you. So I think most people recognize that part of Habitat's mission is that we create opportunities for home ownership for first-time home buyers. What they may not be as aware of is that we also do repair work for low to moderate income homeowners. And we have a couple different kind of repair programs. So I know it can be kind of confusing when people interact with us. It really depends on the kind of funding that we have. So again, I appreciate the opportunity to come on and maybe provide some clarification on the different repair programs. So
right, I'm glad you mentioned that, because just one thing right away. What type of repair programs is that? Heating and roofing, or it's a combined?
Yeah, so we have really, I'd say, two different kinds of funding that dictate the kind of work we do. One is particularly geared towards seniors, and it's really with the focus of aging in place. And so, and that kind of funding is upwards of about $3,300 per house. So it's not a lot, but
How much per house?
$3,300 per house. But it's geared to looking at things that cause trips and falls, or maybe indoor air quality issues for a homeowner. So they're small to moderate kind of repairs that we can do. We are working with Delaware Health and Human Services, who's given us grant funding to work in your senatorial district. And so if you're a senior,
Representative District.
representative district,
That's okay.
if you're a senior 62 and older in your district, you could be eligible for these kind of aging in place repairs.
Okay.
Again, there's
So they would come in and do an assessment?
we do an
of
assessment, and
property.
again, we're looking for particular kind of things that are going to keep seniors healthy and keep them in their house. So if they're major repairs, this kind of funding won't cover that. So that's just one program.
What would be major?
Major would be if we have to replace the roof.
Oh, okay.
Or let's say the heater
that
has
senior.
gone out. Those would be major repairs.
All right, so for your program, but there's other programs
Yes.
that can be referred
Yes,
to, like
the
first
aging
aid
in
or
place
whatever.
is going to deal with grab bars. It's going to look for trip and fall hazards. It's going to look maybe for mold or other kind of things
okay.
that we can mitigate. Again, that's one particular funding source. We're working with the other two habitats in the state on another aging in place program that's would cover Newcastle County.
Okay.
And so again, those are geared towards seniors, and again, trying to keep them healthy and in their homes. So those are two aging in place repair programs.
Now, how do these seniors find out information about the aging in place?
Yeah, so they can call our office, 302-652-0365, or go to our website, habitaNCC.org, Habitat Newcastle County, NCC.org, and there's information there on the website. Again, our staff are ready to answer calls, to work with people to find out if they qualify, if they're needing those kind of repairs.
That's good to know, especially. Okay, now the other repair program.
Yeah, so you just had a colleague of ours from Delaware State Housing Authority. They announced in August that they were going to be putting $3 million aside for the three habitats across the state to do critical repairs. So these would be more of the kind of things where someone's roof is leaking, their water heater's not working, major structural kind of things, maybe a stair is broken, they don't have adequate railings, electrical issues, plumbing issues. So they're working with us across the state. We're covering Newcastle County. Again, but we've had such a robust response. We've already qualified 75 homeowners for that program, and we've had to pause the program.
Okay.
So we're on hold with the DSHA critical repair program right now, and I believe even DSHA created a waiting list. So, we can't qualify everybody because we'll run out of funding. So it's really a first come, first serve.
Now this is just for the 30,000,
It's
the 30 that you got from Department of
It was
Housing?
that was from Delaware State Housing Authority. Yes,
Okay.
across the state, $3 million.
I'm sorry, I'm talking
Yep.
about 30 there. 3 million, okay, and that's for entire Newcastle County?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
And, okay, so what's the qualifications for this critical repairs program?
So they have to be income qualified, 80% and below. They have to show proof that they are the owner occupant of the home, right? That they're living in that house. You can't just be, I own a house over here, I'm renting and get repairs. That you have to be in the house that you're living in. Really not a whole lot past that. And hence why we got such a robust response to the
yeah.
program. So,
And there's no age level with this?
correct. No age limit on that one. We are about to launch with the City of Wilmington, starting October 2nd, another repair program, a critical repair program here in the city in qualified census tracts. So I would encourage anybody who has a need for the critical repairs I was mentioning, roof, furnaces, plumbing, electrical issues, to call 311
Okay.
October 2nd. If you call sooner,
You won't get anything?
That's not
Well, no,
launched yet.
Look, 311 is so backed up.
yeah, so
Anyway.
the city is don't call Habitat first, call the city, 311, because they are going to process and make sure the homeowner is in the qualified census tract first.
Okay, qualified census tract. Okay, does that mean that they would, even within that tract, they would have to have had a violation from L&I?
No, it does not. This funding from the city, which came from the city's budget,
Right.
is for anybody in those qualified census tracts that is a homeowner, no income restriction.
Okay, so two different things.
Mm-hmm.
The program that Habitat is currently doing now is the one that is the repair program?
Yeah, we do critical repairs and aging in place.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what's now.
Yes.
Now, has the money run out for that?
So the Delaware State Housing Authority
Portion of
that has been paused because
Right.
we've gotten 75 folks already qualified.
So you have to go through all those applications first.
And we have to go assess their house. We have to
Okay.
figure out what needs to be done. We have to get bids by contractors, send that to DSHA, get their approval before they give us the thumbs up to do any
Yeah,
work.
and that's the main thing. We have the tendency to have very little patience. So, and these things didn't happen overnight. These repairs that have to be done. So in order for them to be repaired correctly and that the homeowner is safe and
Warm,
satisfied.
Yeah, warm, safe, and dry. That's our objective here.
Okay, we have to make sure, right? But they need to, I think the main thing is they need to know the time frame. That it could be, like was just indicated, anywhere from 30 to 60 days for Delaware Housing Authority for the mortgage relief program.
Right.
So with this as well, you're saying this process of what you just mentioned, you have to go out, you have to do a survey, you've got to write it up, you got to get an RFP,
We got to
then
get
you
bids
send
on the
that
work.
back.
Yeah, this work, this repair work that we do, I know a lot of people know us for using volunteers. This work is done solely with qualified subcontractors that we hire and that we oversee.
Now, how do you become a subcontractor?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we welcome anybody, any subcontractors that want to work with us, either on our new construction or on our repair work. Same phone number, 302-652-0365. We are looking for more subcontractors, small, medium, and large, to work with us. The great thing about the expansion of our repair program is that we've been able to hire a lot more small contractors. 70% of them are minority subcontractors. So again, if you're out there working, you want to try to find some more steady work, give us a call, especially if you're in the roofing, electrician, plumbing, HVAC,
Now they have to be
generalists.
licensed.
They
These
have
are
to be
licensed
licensed and
contractors.
insured, yes.
And insured, yeah, okay,
Yes.
to make sure of that. That's very important. The process, going back to
Yeah.
the contractors, okay. Some of the concerns I have when going through is the contractors are paid before the work has actually been approved.
No. So they're signed a contract by us, and then they get paid after the work is done.
All right, so if there's any repairs or, now, first of all, I know before, whoever has a contractor, L&I has to come in and approve the work or sign off on it.
It depends on like roofing work has to go get their own permit from the city.
Okay.
If you're an HVAC electrician, plumber, you have to be licensed by the city, and if you have to pull building permits, we expect you to do that. So you can't just kind of fly under the radar to do this work. Habitat is saying these contractors, again, they're warranting their work for a year, so we expect them to do good work. If something comes up, we're going to hold that subcontractor accountable for making it right.
So the warranty is for a year,
Yes.
even if they've been paid?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They need to stand by their work, their quality of their work for a year.
Now, who oversees these contractors?
Habitat staff does.
The
We
staff
have
does, okay.
Habitat repair staff who's managing the aging in place and the critical repair. They're doing all the vetting, getting the bids, doing the assessments, and then hiring the contractors.
Okay. So, okay, now, qualifications for this program. What do they need to bring? And I know I've been over there, so I've seen the counselors, them working with people that come in, make their appointments, which I think is very good, because then they can ask any questions or whatever they need to right in person.
Yeah, our
so.
headquarters here in Wilmington. Bottom line is, if you're going to apply for a repair program, you need to show proof of ownership. That can be the deed, the title, that you're paying taxes.
Or mortgage payments if
yeah,
you're
mortgage
making now.
payments, if you have a mortgage payment that's due. You need to show proof of that. We need to know that you are the owner occupant. If there are, we'll have an application, and we might ask for your driver's license or some other proof of identity to get your age and proof it's you.
That's you.
Yeah. If there are income qualifications, again, the city's program, there's no income qualification, then we're going to ask for income tax or W-2, something that's going to show us your annual income.
Okay, now you said the city's program is no income?
No income. It's by qualified census tract.
Okay, explain that.
So they've identified the census tracts where there is both housing need and households that need help. And so to streamline this process, they're not requiring income verification. So again, this is what we're following suit with the agreement we have with them.
Well, that's confusing. Okay. So then I need to know where the census tract is that they have, what census tract number that they are actually looking at, so the people know if they fall within that census tract.
So I can send that to you, but they also, again, have to call 311 first.
Okay.
If they
Right.
call-
This program doesn't start until October 2nd.
First come, first serve.
Okay.
Whatever time 311 opens up on October 2nd, I would be dialing that number.
Okay. So then people that are currently into this other program, the critical repair program, which comes from Habitat specifically, right? Where are we with those applications? And you said that's the 7,500, right? Is that the 7,500?
So with DSHA in the city, the critical repair program is up to $20,000 a unit
Okay.
of repairs.
All right. So this one is different.
Yeah. The aging in place,
Is
active. You're a senior, 62 and older, call our office. We'll see if we can get you qualified for that kind of work. That's up to $3,300 per house.
Okay, right, that's the senior one. Okay, but this particular one here is 20,000 per.
Up to 20,000.
Up to
So
20,000.
if somebody needs a new roof and that's 10,000, that may be the only work they get done. We're
Okay.
trying to serve as many people as possible. We want to do one major intervention per house.
All right. So for what's going on now, the number to call is what? 302-652.
0365.
0365, 652-0365. We have just had the opportunity to have our CEO from Habitat, Kevin Smith, one of my favorite people. I'm probably a nuisance to him, but
Not at all. Not at all.
but I
Stephanie.
appreciate all the work he does. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on and helping with us to get this information out. And if you can send me any information that you have, I will put it in some type of a format so that I can hand it out to people.
And one last thing, we are looking for first-time home buyers. We always are.
Definitely.
Same phone number if you're ready to buy a house. Maybe you've been looking to buy a house. Interest rates are over 7%. Our interest rate is 0%.
Right, and that's fantastic.
We just approved 3 new families. We need more families for our 12-house project on Bennett Street called Bennett Point. The east side is happening. It's
Right, it is.
transforming.
It's being rebuilt as it should have been years ago.
This is the time to get in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Stephanie.
Thank you so much. We will be right back with our last segment, and probably something that you don't really know, and that's the Delaware Black Chamber of Commerce. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Please stay with us.
Reproductive health care decisions are among the most personal a woman will ever make. They are choices that should be made by you and your doctor. And the last people who should be involved are these guys.
First of all, I'm the one that got rid of Roe v. Wade.
Florida Governor DeSantis quietly signed into law one of the nation's strictest abortion bans.
Governor DeSantis, you signed a 6-week abortion ban in Florida.
I believe in a culture of life.
If I were president of the United States, I would literally sign the most conservative pro-life legislation that they can get through Congress.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
President Biden and Vice President Harris are determined to restore Roe v. Wade, and they will never allow a national abortion ban to become law. As long as they are in office, decisions about your body will be made by you, not by them.
Good evening once again, and thank you for staying with us. This is the last segment that I have on this Sunday, which is October 1st. And we are going to be talking with the Delaware Black Chamber of Commerce. You always hear about Newcastle County Chamber of Commerce, the state Delaware Chamber of Commerce. So now we have another one that you should be familiarizing yourself with, which has been around for some time now, and it is the Delaware Black Chamber of Commerce. And I have Ayanna Khan, who is the founder, president, and CEO of the Chamber. Welcome, and thank you for coming on. I'm always last minute, but you were here. I didn't realize you were right here in the building, so yes. Welcome again. And just let me know a little bit about yourself and how you came about as the founder, president, and CEO.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me here today.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Any opportunity to talk about the Delaware Black Chamber, I take that opportunity. So like you said, we were founded in 2020. And backstory, so I have a small consulting firm, Con Consulting LLC, and I've been involved with several chambers in the state to leverage my own business. I've sat on the board of one of them, and the pandemic hit, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So what we were seeing in our community, and I'm in the Middletown area, what we were seeing in our community was generational businesses having to permanently close their doors because they didn't have the resources to stay open. We were shut in, and they didn't have their regular clientele coming out, and then they still had business expenses. So it sounds cliche, but I just became the change that I wanted to see. In my opinion, I find that the chambers weren't doing enough to save these businesses. And these were not even minority businesses, but businesses in my community that I was used to and I would patronize. So I decided to do some research and found that there is a National Black Chamber Federation. Right. Reached out to them and found out that Delaware's never had a chapter. And they were super supportive and partnered me with the New Jersey chapter, the Illinois chapter, and then the headquarters in DC.
Were there any regional chapters here other than New Jersey?
Yes.
I mean, because we have Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there is the African American chamber in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yes. And just, they were super supportive. They were like, hey, now's the time to do that. What we were seeing basically in the pandemic was over 41% of Black businesses had to permanently close their doors. And that's not good, right? Yeah, so the pandemic was an exercise in documents, and these folks were not qualifying for pandemic relief because they just didn't have their documents in a row. So we stepped in, and one of our early wins was partnering with the state of Delaware, Division of Small Business. There were millions of dollars for COVID relief funds, CARES Act funding, and we partnered with them for that grant opportunity because what they were also seeing was that businesses, specifically minority businesses, were being denied those grant opportunities.
For the grant applications, okay?
Yeah, for the Delaware Relief Grant. And it's really a basic web grant application. And just a little fact about me, grant writing is one of my services through my consulting. And I've been teaching.
Don't say that too loud. We'll get a lot of calls in here.
I'm booked and busy. But I also teach it part-time for the past 7 years at Delaware Technical Community College. So I figured, hey, this is an easy task, but not quite, because we had to complete 127 of those applications. We did the technical assistance. We did the work for these businesses to ensure that they were going to get up to $15,000 per business to keep their doors open. Plus, there was a little bonus at the end of up to $2,000. And myself, my assistant, a couple board members, we sat down and we did it. And that was one of our early wins to keep these businesses afloat.
That's fantastic that you were able to foresee that and had worked with other chambers here in the state to realize what we were actually missing here. How many businesses have you been able to acquire, minority businesses thus far? I'm sorry.
No, sorry. As of today, we have 627 members.
Great, that's fantastic. And we're just in 2023.
Yes.
And with the pandemic, I mean, that's fantastic work.
Yes, it is. It's a community, really. They trusted us with their business, and we know trust is a challenge in our community, but they trusted us. They saw the vision, they saw the value, and we were able to provide results, not just with the Delaware Relief Grant, but with PPP, another document exercise. We partnered with Customers Bank across state lines in PA, and we got 86 members, over $400,000 in PPP loans.
Wow.
So we gave them the capital that they needed to stay open, which was, which was really needed at that time.
So now, if other businesses have not heard or don't know about the Delaware Black Chamber, and that you're also a part of the national, how do they contact you?
We can be reached on our website.
You can look right there in this camera.
We can be reached at www.debcc.org, and we have a contact page on our website. Our email and our phone number is also listed on our website. And really quick about us, we were just named Best Chamber of the Year by the National Black Chamber of Commerce.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
Thank
See,
you.
I knew it was a reason to have you on today.
Thank you.
To give out this information. There's a lot of information. Is there, other than your website, is there any other way of advocating what you actually do, pamphlets or commercials, whatever? Are you planning to go forward in extending the knowledge to other businesses as they are created? I'm seeing a lot of young people are coming to me, oh, Ms. Bolden, we have a business, we want to do this, that, and the other. Can I send them to you?
Absolutely. Even if they have an idea for a business, send them to us. Even if they're a seasoned entrepreneur and they may think, hey, we don't need resources, we still need you to be a mentor for other businesses.
Yeah, so starting,
Yep, we are on all social media platforms as well, Delaware Black Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, so you're on, Instagram and all the other stuff that I don't know anything about?
Yes, we are.
I have an account, but I don't even know, I don't remember how to get on it or use it or whatever. But no, that's good. I forgot, because very much so is social media for the younger people, even for those that are retired that are going to start a business.
Yes.
I think it's important that, try to work for other people, but they save their income and they have, or 501k or whatever, and they're going to say, you know what, I'm not ready to retire, but I want to start a business. I have an idea about something else to do through life. So they could, but they may not be on social media.
That's okay. They can email us. They can call us. Our contact information is on the website.
What was your number? The telephone number?
The phone number is listed on the website.
Okay.
debcc.org. I don't have that memorized.
Okay, what's the website?
www.debcc.org. DEBCC.org. Yep, for Delaware Black Chamber of Commerce.
We have so many acronyms, I didn't figure out my hours. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add about the chamber and what more can be done?
Yeah, well, we're continuing to be a resource for small businesses, and we have lots of resource partners and community partners. We're going to continue to advocate against systemic barriers and things to improve policies for small businesses. So join us. Join the movement. We are always looking for volunteers and interns as well. So there's opportunities for the young people, and we're continuing to grow. And
you just have an intern, or you just hired a young man that's over here.
Yes.
And what university would that be from?
He just graduated, class of 2023, from Delaware State University.
Delaware State University. I want to see the only HBCU in the state of Delaware.
That's right.
Okay, and this is what we're producing.
Yes.
Excellent, qualified people.
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I always put that I'm a graduate, of course.
Awesome, awesome, yes.
We won't say what year, because it did look like the
Not that long
campus
ago.
today. Yeah, I might be the same age I was today that when I started. However,
right.
That campus did not look like it does today.
Oh, wow.
No way, it wasn't a walking campus. We had cows and everything else around us. Yeah, our business building. So, but I want to thank you so much, because I think it's very important for us to know that there is an existence. We've had so many different areas, organizations, and things like that, especially with minority business, minority something for the city of Wilmington years ago. I remember how Thomas Moyer was the person that ran that years ago. And as administrations change, so do these types of things, and we don't really get to know.
Right.
So I want to truly appreciate the fact of what you're doing. Thank you for being the founder, president, and CEO, and I want to make sure that everyone starts to look at information, go online, which is www.debcc.org, in order to make sure that you are contacting. If you have a business, you have a thought, you need a mentor, you need to know how, then this is the place to go and to speak with Mrs. Khan. Okay?
Absolutely.
Well,
thank you.
I appreciate you coming on, and just want to remind everyone, because as we're going through this month, which is just, October 1st, can you believe it's already here?
I know.
But
it's the holidays.
I'm
Looking forward to
glad
it.
for the mere fact that we have the opportunity to get out of this hot weather.
What? No.
No, I was born in August, and I used to tell everybody I must have cried every day as a baby. There was no air conditioning. All we had were fans. But then again, the climate wasn't.
Right.
Climate was the way it used to be years ago. You had a spring, fall, summer, and winter.
Right.
To be able to do that. So any final thoughts or final statements you'd like to make?
Yep, so to learn more about the best chamber in the nation, 2023, you can find out more about us at www.debcc.org, and we are here to support small business, and keep in mind we are all inclusive.
Thank you so much. And what about anything coming up for the chamber?
Yes, we have a couple of networking events coming up this month. We also have a couple of ribbon cuttings, so we're super excited. Year to date, we've had 16 ribbon cuttings for 16 brand new Black-owned businesses that have been created this year thus far, that are part of the chamber. So we're excited about that. We're going to be downstate for the ribbon cutting of GNR grounds, which is over 30 plus acres of land purchased by a Black couple, building generational wealth. So we're super excited about that. And just look out for our events on our calendar. We have something for everyone.
Well, thank you. And thanks again for coming on. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Always seeing you again.
Yes.
We're going to take a short break. I'll be back with my final comments. So please hold on and stay tuned. you once again for staying with us as I conclude this particular session. I just want to remind everyone of what's going on right now. October 1st, we are currently in October 1st now, and I want to make sure everyone knows that what October 1st is and what it symbolizes. October is Breast Cancer Month, and it's also reminds us or reminds everyone to make sure that they get their mammogram. And also, we can also encourage and support those in Breast Cancer Month for donations or contributions by buying or making donations to different things. The National Breast Cancer Month Association has all types of items that you can purchase or sell at your particular business, or even giveaways. These I was able to acquire at the dollar store, and it is a breast cancer notebook. They also have the socks, which you can wear and display, which says be strong and be a fighter. It's very important. And I also got the towel, which says faith, hope, and love. All of these items are here, and all of these I acquired in support of Breast Cancer Month, and there's also a scarf in which you can purchase for Breast Cancer Month as well. Oh, and forgot my pen is here as well. So I want to make sure that we take this seriously. You know, cancer is one of the types of diseases we have never found a cure for. Another place that I support is Great Stuff. It's on 202 Concord Pike, right next to the dollar store. It also, everything that you donate or contribute to them, the money goes for research towards breast cancer. So please feel free to visit these places. And last but not least, I want to always remind you of HB 275, which is the primary bill. And that particular bill I've talked about month after month in which I've been here. It allows us to be able to have more support and more people voting in the presidential primary as long as our local along with our local primary as well. It increases the number of people that have the opportunity to vote. It makes it convenient for those that are voting because it's a one-stop place, the same way you would go to a supermarket and you're able to get basically the things that you want at that one stop. It also saves the state $1 million. It has passed in the General Assembly 5 times. It will also allow for the opportunity of those in the service to have their ballots earlier than getting them in getting them in August and having to vote in vote in September. So please, please continue to go online, look at that, call your senators and ask them to support the primary bill, which will be given up again. We'll have a new number coming in January of 2024. Thank you. May God continue to bless you. May you enjoy the rest of your day.